Today we are going to speak about the risk management, especially we targeted for Primavera and Microsoft users. Today there are a lot of people very happy and satisfied using Primavera and Microsoft project, and both solution has some ideas, some plugins to integrated risk management system. We targeted today for planners and project management and the project management team, how we can integrate risk on our project schedule, and by this way we can understand the impact of the issues what we are going to have during our project. And I'm a civil engineer with the record of more than 18 years for construction. I've been starting from the site so that I know how construction site look like. More than 10 years I was implementing Primavera solution for many international customers. I'm still holding the title of the Primavera, Oracle Primavera Implementation Specialist and Oracle Unified Implementation Consultant certificates. That's why I'm very much having background for the knowledge of the Primavera. I also have experience with Microsoft projects, and however Microsoft project is not very much appreciated and common enough using in the very large construction companies and construction projects. I've been also using Microsoft project a period of time regarding my project's requirements. As I mentioned that I have a civil engineering background. More than 15 years I've been living in Poland. I'm working for Future Network Development. This is a Polish company. Our company has 57 worldwide partners. Together with our partners we are implementing project management systems more than 80 countries. Today we can deliver 9 different language supports for our customers in 24/7, so that we have very strong engineering and construction, power, energy and oil and gas backgrounds. We're very proud working more than 18 of top 25 the biggest construction general contractors in the world, which listed in NFR 2015. We have a lot of international consultants. Together with our partner network we deliver, and we are solution oriented so that we can have dedicated systems for the specific needs of our customers in worldwide. One of the reasons why customers listen us and we deliver services is everybody want to increase their project management performance, and the people are having difficulties when they are managing the projects. And of course why projects are failing is a subject about that people would like to also communicate with us. And one of the reasons, nobody has risk management in their projects, and poor estimation. This is also related to risk, because today especially we are going to speak about the uncertainty. Uncertainty is one of the biggest impacts on the project schedule. When the people have uncertainty, they can approach it pessimistic or optimistically to their estimation, and that's why estimation is important. We're speaking about not only estimation of the cost, but we're speaking about estimation of time, estimation of effort, and estimation of the starting and end, so that this is very important to integrated estimation with our project schedule. Well, this is the slide which I like to sharing, because everybody before starting project having different imagination of their project, but unfortunately more than 18 years I'm working for implementing project management system. I never seen any project without any problem, so that always after project start we can find out a lot of challenges, obstacles, issues, and this is what we need to deal with. That's why if we estimate it better at the beginning, we will prepare ourselves much better. And we are mentioning that we have 2,000 plus customers. The reason is not marketing. The reason is that showing that how we are experienced enough, and considering the implementing 2,000 customers means we gain a lot of case studies and a lot of understanding about the project management requirements. And we work also with different solutions in different market, in different location. This also gives us very big understanding of the cultural project and location-based requirement, because each territory, each country, people have different type of management, different type of understanding, and approach are completely different. Even working hours, working times, also the description of risk are completely different. So that's why we're very proud, but at the same time happy to share with you the number of the customers with their know-how. Today I select Asta Power project, which is that my aim is showing you how we can integrated risk when we are using Primavera and Microsoft project with Asta risk management, because Asta has easy to use and excellent approach for risk management, which will be easily implemented after a few days for going and setting up the basic of configuration. And Asta has 25 years, more than 25 years experience, UK-based project management system, already implemented and used in many international known projects. That's why we are very happy to sharing the know-how of Asta today. And I selected the project for the Primavera, which is that I was started with Primavera and integrated the risk. Just a short information about the Asta Power project, which is Asta also implemented in many international projects, and customers are happy to sharing with their case studies and know-how, so that if you need any more detailed case studies and the white paper, our marketing team will be happy to sharing with you, and you can visit our websites to get more information. Okay, then let's, as I mentioned at the beginning, that for the uncertainty and effort estimations are driven factor for the project risk strategy, because to be able to understand for the Monte Carlo, I just would like to share with you some basics of the Monte Carlo simulation, how it comes. First of all, I'm speaking about the scheduling, which is the project management planning, and what we know that scheduling can be categorized in the four area, which is we can say realistic schedule, which is the most likely, and which is generally what we prefer, what we recommended, and today we will learn what does it mean most likely and realistic schedule. Another type of scheduling is aggressive schedule, which is optimistic scheduling, and people also doing about the pessimistic approach. The pessimistic approach is also another type of scheduling, and of course in many cases we can find out political scheduling, which is that this is the, in my opinion, people are using planning software for just the reporting for historical data, which is they prefer to do the job and apply the plan according to reality. So that this is in many cases people are using just a political approach. But of course, let's just look at the what does it mean pessimistic planning and pessimistic approach. I'm just giving this example in my also conferences and seminars, that let's give an example from my side. I'm a simple civil engineer, and I'm working for the sites, and our planning, this is an example by the way, I'm our planning engineer, our planning manager just visit my room and asking me some task, and let's say preparing some specification, and my first estimation is 10 days, but I never report my planning engineer 10 days, because if I tell him 10 days and not do it in 10 days, I will be in trouble. So that what I'm doing generally, I'm just saying, okay, let's maybe put it 2 days more as a buffer. This is my risk. because if something happened during this 10 days, if I delay 2 days, I will be safe. That's why I am committing 12 days. And what my planner is doing, my planner is visiting our project manager or the boss, and he also using the same assumption that, well, let's better be in safe and the safe area. We added 3 days more, and mentioning to our boss that we can do this job in 15 days. We are speaking about the one tasks, and of course when I receive the task, which is this is the 15 days, my approach is not like I just started today. It's as early as possible and finish as early as possible. Generally approaches is I'm on Facebook 2 days and 3 days I'm on Twitter, or I'm not very motivated to and concentrate my work, and I start as late as possible, and because I believe this is 10 days work, and if I have 10 days spared for my time, I will be able to finish it. But what's happened, maybe I was right, maybe my planner or my boss was right, or someone in the team didn't assume enough. There was a risk, material delay, design changes, and there are some issues which happen because my performance is slowed down, and unfortunately I spent 80% of time but not still deliver 50% of remaining. This is how it works in the real life, how it works in construction, and that's why at the beginning of project we are all in the mood of the don't worry we will manage mood, but in the end of project we have panic and crazy working period, which is that we are spending more time in office and working very hard to be able to finish our project on time. And what is the advantage and disadvantage on this? Because that we are speaking about not only one activity, we are speaking today multiple activities, and when the one activity delay, it will be also causing other activities delay, and all the people in my company, in my project, having the similar approach, we are making unnecessary huge buffer in our projects, and it's causing that we are having extremely let's say pessimistic approach, which is we use this buffer always because of the less efficiency. It is one of the worst case and one of the worst scheduling type in my opinion as well, and this is how it is impacted. The opposite one, which is the optimistic planning and approach, is this is the totally different way. Let's say that my estimation is 10 days, but we have some pressure from customer or management that my planner is saying that, well, he will delay anyway, better to tell him 9 days, and he will be delayed 1 day more, so that by this way that we use this method very often on the side for pushing people, and then boss is saying, well, do it in 7 days, because that this is the way how we aggressively and optimistically estimate it. Of course, when I receive the job 7 days and I work it, there is an advantage and disadvantage on this, because it can work once till the moment I deliver my task late in 10 days and I see that my management has tolerance for that, it will never work again. This is maybe better for the motivation perspective, but it can also demotivate the people, because if the people not believe that they can do it in 7 days, it will never work. Of course, this is also the how it works on the schedule, and this is for less than estimated duration, and this is aggressive schedule impact. But what we suggest actually speaking 3-point estimation for the customer, which is for the project estimation, because if this is a 15 days, if there is a possibility of 7 days, if I am the person which is reliable when my planning engineer asks me the next time, I can easily tell him that, well, we can do optimum 10 days, which is the most likely, but if this happen, we have issues, material delay, we have weather impact, if we have design changes, I can do this job in 17 days. This is the worst case. In the best case, if everything will be on time, if I will be not ill and everything come to my office on time on my table, I will be able to deliver in 7 days. That this is the approach for speaking worst, best case with optimum and most likely duration. A solution for this that we just generally implement and recommend for Monte Carlo simulation, and today we are not going to speak for critical chain method, but also Monte Carlo simulation integrated with critical chain. We will be running another seminar for the critical chain management, and we will be sending you information also for the critical chain management for the some other day. But today I just want to speak about the Monte Carlo simulation, and I prepare some demo from Primavera. We will also make it some simulation, so that as the Power project has also possibilities of Monte Carlo simulation. And what is Monte Carlo simulation? First of all, actually this is really coming, the name is coming from the gambling, which is the Monte Carlo simulation is Monte Carlo is a city in the France, and near France, let's say in the some area, which is that people are gambling. And the idea is that we have some iterations, and let's say that we are randomly selecting some, let's say 10 days activities from the some box, so that we just make the iteration. First one 10, and second one is 9, the third one is 14, and the fourth one 17, so that I just randomly selected 10 times or 11 times or 100 times or 10,000 times some random envelope. And by this way, it gives me some statistics, which is we call the estimation or the risk. And when I do the real example, it will be more clear, which is that activity when I do first time, it is 10 days. Activity when I do second time, it is 17 days. When activity when I do third time, it will be 8 days. So that I collected 10 iteration, and this iteration give me some estimation. So of course 10 times is not the optimum. Generally we need to do 5,000, 10,000 times to get closer to reality. In a moment we will do and we will run some simulation, but how the implementation to P6 and Microsoft project work. First of all, we created schedule in Primavera or Microsoft project, because let's say that today's session is about the Primavera and Microsoft user, so that you can create your Primavera and Microsoft project schedule, and later on, as the Power project has 100% integration with Primavera and Microsoft, so that we can open Primavera and Microsoft file in Asta Power project. And following this, using the Asta Power project risk management functionalities, we can run Monte Carlo simulation. And today I will show you that what does it mean P20 and P80. This is the 20% probabilistic schedule and 80% probabilistic schedule, which we can save as a baseline and bring it back to Primavera for making the optimistic and pessimistic approach comparison. And this is the report which we can get, and you can see that the shown is like triangle, and we will get minimum and maximum. It means that I have some projects. When I run my project, I'm going to get, in the best case, my project is going to finish 4th of October 2018, but the worst case it is going to finish, let's say 10th of April 2018, and the worst case it is going to finish February 2019. So that this is just the best case and the worst case scenario. In the meantime, it's going to finish 9/11/2018. So that we have also the same for cost and distribution, and you can see that our project is going to finish in minimum and maximum, and the most likely it's going to finish in this price, so that we can have understanding of our project best case and worst case scenario. We also receive from the Monte Carlo for the sensitivity reports, that, like let's say the tornado graphic, which gives us which activities are duration sensitive, impacting the project life, project total duration, so that even some activities are not critical, sometimes impacted the project delay. That's why if this duration of these activities are changed, it will impact the project duration change. That's why it's very important, the same for cost sensitivity. Sometimes we have activities are small duration, 5 days, but activities is $1 million. In another time, I have an activity 15, 20, 30 days, but activity is not cost and impacted. So that's very important also to getting the cost report. For the new people for Asta Power project, I have the version of Primavera, and this is the Asta Power project interface. If you are not daily base looking the Primavera or Asta, it will be very difficult to recognize which one is which one, because the colors, functionalities, all the same. Let's start for our live demo. Before, let me check if there is any questions. Okay, no questions, and let's go to live demo for a while. And well, I prepare my schedule in Primavera, and this is my Primavera standard demo file for MSP building expansion. And this is the 517 days, and start date 1st of June 2016, and this is the finish date is 25th of May 2018, and the total budget of my project is $550,000. These are my work breakdown structure for the design work and the foundation, and this is the activities. And we have critical activities, and probably if you are a Primavera user, you are already familiar with the Primavera functionality. And this is the Primavera, and we open the file in Asta Power project, which is this is the same. Let's open both of them at the same time and see if the Asta is bringing right the data. Asta Power project can open any Primavera file directly without import export. You just need to open it, because when you want to open the file, you just go and select open, and you can see that it's recognized the Primavera file. But any Primavera file you have, you can open in Asta Power project. This is the same for Microsoft projects, so that any Microsoft project you have you can open it, and both Primavera and Microsoft project you can bring without the data loss. We have here our activities. When I look at it, for example, 517 days, and the dates are correct, that this is the same budget. And for activities for the design and engineering, 81 days, so that these are the duration. You can see here, start date, end date, all the breakdown of the budget, every single data is the same. Even critical paths, so that we have critical activity here, and in Asta Power project, so that you can see that I have critical activities, data dates. These are the critical activities and non-critical activities. Even links are the same, which is driven links, and etc. All the information is the same. Okay, so that it means that I have the same project in Asta Power project, and in Asta Power project now I can just go to risk functionality, and here I have project risk analysis. That when I run the risk analysis, and Asta Power project is opened for the risk analysis module, and here I can type here the number of iteration. As I said, if I write it here 10,000, it will take 4 or 5 minutes for running it, but we don't want to lose the time, so that we will just enter it 100 times. And here I will just set up the 100 times iteration. And here I have risk percentage, which is, this is the 80% I would like to have optimistic, and let's do it here 140 times or 130 times. pessimistic approach, which is this will help me minimize the activity duration in 80% as a minimum duration and increase the activity duration 130 as a maximum duration. Of course, I'm applying for all the project, but using the activity codes, I can also apply different type of percentage for different activities, which is if I have design activities, I can say design activities 80, 130, but apply for the construction activities 90, 120, so that I can apply using by coding for different numbers, even manual, some specific task I can give it for even the manual for the different approach. Of course, now I can just start for generating the risk, so that I generated now 100 iteration, and system started now creating 100 versions of the my project schedule, and with the probability, because the probability will give me understanding of the how many percent probability that I will achieve the project. One question, its question is that if ASTA is like Primavera risk analyze, very similar, but ASTA has which is that the same functionalities, which was another question, is that do I need a Primavera to be able to run ASTA? No. ASTA can do all scheduling engine. You can create your schedule directly in ASTA and run the risk analysis. And ASTA is doing like Primavera risk analysis, similar kind of Monte Carlo. Actually, this is the same Monte Carlo, but also integrated critical chain, line of balance, BIM, so that 40/50 scheduling, income management. That's why inside of ASTA, when you run the risk management, you have more meaning. That's why you can integrate it with the benefits. But let's see that, okay, our report is completed for the 100 iteration. I have here the probability of the schedule. Now I just open the reports. First report I'm just opening is finish date distribution, and finish date distributions is showing me that, well, this is the minimum duration is 14 of March 2018 and maximum is 15 of October 2018. Most likely my project is going to finish 25th of May 2018. And here I have 100 iterations, and you can see that I am closer to here on the dates, which is that this is the meantime 25th of May. Yes, and there are a few times happen here for the best case and worst case, so that it's showing me that my schedule high probability going to finish in 2018 May time in near here. This is for the estimated finish date, which is best case and worst case for the finishing my project. The same for the cost, which is that my project is going to be minimum $555,000, maximum is going to be $602,000, and most likely it is going to finish $577,000. And how it is coming, the cost estimation, duration of the activities are directly impacted on the cost. If the activity duration is extended, the usage of the resource will be extended. By this way, system understand if we make it longer time our project, our overhead cost also will increase. That's why our project cost will go also up. Income management, in Primavera file, we don't have income and payment management, and that's why the income was not entered in Primavera. But if you want, you can in ASTA Power Project edit income field and also enter the income field, and you can get also income for risk analysis. The same for the margin. At the moment, it is similar to cost because there is zero income and it's showing for cost and income similar reports. And this is for the distributions. You can print it out for this report. You can copy to Excel and you can change it, for example, options. You can add it, for example, more different coloring and etc. This is the one report. Another report what we can get is sensitivity, which is we have here activity called duration sensitivity. Activity fabricate and deliver heat pump and control is 97% impacting for duration sensitivity to project durations. It's very important that this report gives us also understanding of our project duration sensitive activities. The same for cost sensitive activities, which is that fabricate and deliver heat pump control at the same time cost sensitive activities impacting on the our project cost. And concrete second floor is 30% impacted, and here it is showing that only, for example, you can have 10 activities, or you can select it here 50 activities, by this way that you can just go more detail and seeing each of your activities impact for the duration sensitivity. -1 means that the excavation is not impacting too much for the cost because probably excavation activities in Primavera we plan as a unit price, fixed price with the subcontractor, and probably that's why this is not very much impacting on the in this case. Critical index, and in the critical index is that it's saying that we have run 100 times iteration and design building addition, and these are the activities in 100 times it was on the critical path, because critical path can change during the project duration. Some activity duration change. That's why it's saying that even the durations are changing, these activities are 100% critical, and 100 times it was on the iteration. That's why it's giving me the understanding that, well, my critical path is really well defined in my system. Okay, these are the reports which I can get, but what I want to show, let's say that I want to see my, most likely, my pessimistic and optimistic schedule at the same time. So that what I am doing now, I go to here, see my probabilistic plan, and I would like to select the 20%, which is that it is telling me that 20% probabilistic that my project is going to finish for 31st of May, and my project cost is $568,000. What I am doing here, I am just selecting and saying that I would like to create here baseline and call that P20. This is the P20 program or plan. Okay, this is my 20% probabilistic plan, and I'm just saving this one. Okay, and you can see that it just save it here in the baseline. I would like to also go and save the P50. Okay, according to 50% probability, my project is going to finish 27th of June, and my project budget is 576. So that I am just creating here also P50 plan, and it's also created here P50 plan. And one more time, let's go and just select the P80 plan. And here that I'm just saving the P80 plan, and I save the P80 plan. Alright, now I have free schedule. I'm just closing this. To be able to see better understanding what I'm just doing, I'm hiding critical activities in as the Power project. And I also would like to change the color of the program from the baseline manager. So that P20, let's keep it in yellow. And P50, let's keep it in blue. and P80, let's keep it in orange, and apply it. And please see here, let's just make it here a little bit bigger. And you can see here, this is my activity, 41 days, and the P20 finished. This is P50, and this is P80. So that I have 4 versions in Asta Power Project showing me all the versions. In the second activity, this is the review and the approval activities, and this is showing about here, you can see P20 and P80. When I go down, you can see my schedule. It's just giving 3 versions. Of course, you don't need to go 3 of them. If you want, from the format bar charts, you can just go to, for example, baselines, and you can just show P80 and it will just compare. For example, this is the schedule and this is the 80% probabilistic program, the baseline comparison. And you can open all again for the display all of them or compare all of them. Alright, this is of course giving me easy understanding about my schedule. But what we can do more, let's say that we can even develop some reports, which is that I would like to create some extra reports, which is not only the Gantt chart, but I would like to get also better understanding. So that what I am doing now, I go to here, let's say that finish time, yes, and budgeted cost and finish time. For example, I want to see my budgeted cost, and I go here table definition, and here the budgeted cost, and one more time I'm adding the cost. Second one, I just want to put it P20 budgeted cost, and here the data I am saying show it in P20. One more time I'm adding and P50, and I just say that this is the data taken P50, and one more time this is the P80 and the data coming from P80, so that I have now applied for here my project budgets. You can see here this is most likely and 20% probabilistic, 50% probabilistic, and 80% probabilistic, so that you can see the difference between my activities. Even if you go to specific activity, you can see design building addition for design and engineering work 19,800, 19,200, 23,000 and 23,000. So that it just gives me clear view. I can save this for as a view, as a save as under the, let's say, risk view 1, and here I can just save the risk view 1. And another one, what we can do, and let's say that finish date, so that we can also remove this, and start date also remove it, and original duration and finish, so that I can also edit here table definition for the finished and another finished for P20 finished, and you just select the data source for P20 and here P50 and another one, let's say P80, and apply it. You can see here I have my finish date P20 and P50 and P80 probabilistic finish dates. Of course, I can also open here, this is, let's say, also I can save as and risk view 2 and save it. and I can open here the view, risk view and risk queue, both of them, and at the same time. You can see on the top I have finish dates, here I have budget cost, and I can make comparison on my projects. Of course, we can also add more functionalities, which is that if we are speaking about the budgeting, we can add some histograms. Here we can add it for example, some histograms, which is, it will be also showing some cost, some informations, which is about the project budgeting. Here you can select total cost, so that you can see here my project total cost as well, or we can say the monthly cost. And when you see here, I have a budgeted cost, and here monthly cash flow. I can just select it here, and if I just change something here, it can immediately also impact it on my cash flow. You can see here my project cash flow. Okay, what I want to mention that this report, which is that when you have, you can also send it back to Excel, or you can also add it another histograms and other possibilities for example, for more graphics like line of balance. You can add a resource histogram from the here point of view, that you can just select your resources and you can add the resource histogram, extra histogram, and integrated histogram to your schedule. And what is the next and as a integration, so that generally I go here and save as this file in Primavera formats and send it back this baselines to my, let's go to view again here, okay, and save this baselines and send back to Primavera, because my company using Primavera, let's say, and I would like to just have my the same baseline structure here, so that I can save in Primavera format, import it back to my schedule as a baseline, and get comparison report in Primavera as well. And this is what today I just want to share with you. And do you have any questions?